We share with you the reflection of today's Gospel. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew 9. While Jesus was speaking, an official came forward, knelt down before him, and said, "My daughter has just died. But come, lay your hand on her, and she will live." Jesus rose and followed him, and so did his disciples. A woman suffering hemorrhages for 12 years came up behind him and touched the tassel on his cloak. She said to herself, "If only I can touch his cloak, I shall be cured." Jesus turned around and saw her, and said, "Courage, daughter. Your faith has saved you." And from that hour the woman was cured. When Jesus arrived at the official's house and saw the flute players and the crowd who were making a commotion, he said, "Go away. The girl is not dead but sleeping." And they ridiculed him. When the crowd was put out, he came and took her by the hand, and the little girl arose. And news of this spread throughout all that land. Jesus is always available to everyone. For God we are all important, regardless of your social status. He will always welcome us with a lot of love and attention, but he asks us to have faith in him. In this gospel, the two characters approach Jesus with great faith, asking for consolation and a miracle. The wonder is the security with which our Father does impossible things, because with Christ there are always options, there are always paths available to everyone. Not even death can be an obstacle for Jesus when one asks him with great faith and hope, because Jesus overcame death and for him there are no impossibilities. Both the woman and the man who approaches Jesus are an example of great faith, who know that for God there are no impossibilities, that he is the owner of life. Trusting fully in him despite all the adverse situations of life, being an example of how to act before Christ. Whoever seeks Jesus really seeks to save his life and that of others, giving meaning to his existence, where he seeks to save himself from death and from strength in illness. May our goal in this life be to be able to touch the mantle of Jesus, to fill ourselves with faith and hope, which we must share to the world, since there are many people wandering around without meaning. That is where we must work, so that more people through our example are drawn closer to Christ, and so Jesus can say to them, "Courage, daughter. Your faith has healed you." May we be a living example of God's mercy on this day, trusting fully in him, knowing that Jesus always listens to us. He simply asks us to trust him blindly. Amen.